Hi, how are you?
Oh, hi.
What's
What's up?
on your schedule for today?
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna just have some Cheerios. We're gonna do a little park testing this afternoon, and I just got to put some books away and check in with my teachers.
Do you have a coffee this morning?
No.
If you would, how would you take it?
Well, see, that's one of my problems. Why does everybody assume that people drink coffee? I don't drink coffee. I have no use for it. For me, it's all about the agua, water, that is.
How long have you been a director?
Actually, I'm supervisor of curriculum and instruction. Directors, they make movies, things like that. For me, it's 2 years as supervisor of curriculum and 4 years as head of language arts in the ELL departments.
Can you show us your favorite thing about this room?
I don't know. I mean, I think I put a pretty good amount of time into decorating it. It's pretty much a tie between the creepy clown over there on that shelf. See that little guy next to the picture of my daughter? And over on this wall, I have one of my favorites from my childhood, Mr. Rogers. Used to watch him obsessively when I was a child. Unfortunately, everybody else in my family was kind of creeped out by him. He was a nice guy. And by the way, he was not a sniper in Vietnam. He was not. That's a myth.
Would you consider yourself a messy or an organized person?
Yes.
Are you hungry?
Whenever I haven't eaten, yes.
What are you having for lunch today?
It's kind of a personal question, but if you want to come over here, I can actually show you. I've got kind of a nice little sweet setup here. I've got a little mini crock pot, and today I have some spaghetti and meatballs, which are heating up. I put them in here at around 7 o'clock when I get in, and by lunchtime they're toasty warm.
Eat out or cook home?
Home. I love to cook.
What's your favorite meal?
Anything with chicken is good. Lately, I've been experimenting with empanadas.
Would you eat it every day if you could?
No. I really like trying different recipes. I've been making a lot of Spanish food lately, like empanadas, things like that. But I'm kind of moving into Greek food. Right now, there's a lamb coconista. You like that? Can you say that? Coconista.
Coconista.
It's really good. It has a lot of cinnamon in it, by the way. That's unusual for an experiment.
Are you a dessert kind of guy?
Sometimes, I have my kind of a love affair with ice cream, chocolate ice cream, things like that.
Cookies or cake?
I like cookies with frosting on them.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Excuse me. Hey, Miss Schwartz, I'm just going to drop off these books for you, okay? They're those geometry and algebra books I was telling you. We want to get some more of? Thank you.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
I'm not an amateur. Dark chocolate, thank you.
Horror or comedy?
Milk chocolate is for kids.
Horror or comedy?
Horror or comedy? I like comedies that end horribly or horror movies that end comedily.
What is your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Being There.
What book are you reading
You
right
ever
now?
heard of it?
No.
Watch it. It's great. Very subtle. Very subtle.
What book are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm rereading the book Moby Dick by Herman Melville, which I've read about 8 times. Love it.
Would you say that's your favorite book of all time?
100%.
Why?
I don't know. Has a little bit of everything in it. It has characters that sort of love the world. It has characters that hate the world. It really has a lot of characters that just struggle with life in general, and they sort of all have very different views. And depending on how you're feeling when you read the book, you can kind of feel a connection to any one of those characters.
So what would you say the book taught you?
I think the main thing the book teaches you is how you view the world is really up to you. The world isn't necessarily good or bad. It depends more on how you interact with it.
Where did you go to high school?
Ridgewood High School, it's about 20 minutes from here.
What's your least favorite subject?
Least favorite subject? Well, it would have to be either math or science or maybe even languages, but it really didn't matter so much on the subject, it was more the teacher. If I got a great teacher, I loved the course. If I didn't have a great teacher, I hated it. So one of those with a bad teacher, that's pretty much a disaster.
What was your favorite high school memory?
I graduated in 1980, and probably the best thing, hey Zach, how you doing? Good to see you. Come here. I was on the cross-country team. Okay. You watching that cafeteria for me?
Of course.
Okay. You got to be on the job today, all right?
Day one.
Okay, you keep it real. Now, we won the county championship in 1980. We were only supposed to come in fourth place, but every single member of our cross-country team had their best race that day. And it really just shocked everybody. It was a phenomenal memory.
That's awesome. Where did you attend college?
Hamilton College. It's a small school in upstate New York. It's about 1,600 students.
What was your major?
No, it wasn't a military school. No generals, majors, anything like that. It was just a private school. Oh, I'm sorry. English.
Good.
I thought you would have been able to figure that out, considering I was head of the English department.
You never know.
You're right. You know, Miss Neshin, as a matter of fact, she originally didn't want to go into anything like English. She was going to be an engineer. You know why?
No.
She wanted to build safe bridges. You know why?
Why?
Because bridges make her nervous. She feels like they weren't safe enough.
What was your first job?
My first job, I was about 7 years old, and my next door neighbor used to have me go down to the corner store and buy him cigarettes. And he'd give me $1, and I got to keep the change. That was back when they would sell cigarettes to a 7-year-old at the corner store.
Oh, so you were 7.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I would move on to selling newspapers.
How long have you been selling?
Newspaper boy.
Did you sell newspapers for?
It was just 2 years.
Did you always want to become a teacher?
No.
What else were you passionate about?
When I was 10, I wanted to be 13. When I was 13, I wanted to be 15. When I was 15, I wanted to be a carpenter. When I was 16, I wanted to be a lawyer. When I was 17, I wanted to be an English teacher. When I was 18, I decided I was going to be a lawyer first because I could make a lot more money. And then if I didn't like that, I'd become a teacher. And that's what happened. But not till I was 38.
So
And
that
now I'm
transition-
55. I'm 55, and I wish I was 7.
Oh,
Full circle there.
that full circle
Full
keeps
circle.
coming and
Full
gets you.
circle. Right?
What's your favorite hobby?
Oh boy. Right now I've been spending a lot of time on eBay, but really what it is genealogy. Tracing my family history. That's what that is.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak English extremely well. I know at least 20 words in Greek, and my Spanish vocabulary has doubled. I used to only know about 5 words, now I know about 10.
How many?
Buenos dias.
Hello.
Muchacho.
How many plays have you seen?
About 15.
Do you have a favorite one?
Hey, Mr. Lamb, how you doing? Good to see you. All right. Excuse me?
Do you have a favorite play?
One of my favorites was when I was about 10 or 12. We saw the original production of Grease on Broadway. That was phenomenal. Also saw Arthur Miller, Death of a Salesman. It's kind of interesting because went there with some people that were pretty serious. It's a very sad place. You get to see people who don't usually show a lot of emotion crying. And you kind of sneak a peek at the people next to you.
Interesting.
So that was kind of interesting to see how that really affected some people emotionally.
What fictional character would you want to be for a day and why?
Superman would be pretty cool. I would love that. I can fly around, maybe fly into a couple bank vaults, take some money. Either that or somebody invisible, so I could eavesdrop on conversations.
Do you have any kids?
Four.
Their names?
Oh boy. There's Morgan. He's the first one. Then Connor, Dylan, and the girl. What's the girl? Jackie. That's what she goes by.
That's awesome.
Yeah. She's a very nice person. Seems pretty nice. Haven't seen her in a couple days, but yeah.
Do you have a lucky number?
Yes. Number 4. I'm actually a little bit OCD when it comes to it. Like, if I'm going to put something on my steps at home, I always put it on the 4th step. Or sometimes if I do things, I do it in 4s. It feels better than 3, which is a horrible number. Horrible. There's something wrong with that number.
Sorry to hear that. Do you have a dream vacation?
Are you really sorry? Because you're smiling.
Yes,
right now.
I feel bad for the number 3.
You look actually like you're enjoying my pain.
I feel bad for the number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a dream vacation?
Yes. I would love to go on a cruise around the world. My wife and I, we go on cruises sometimes. But I would love to go on one where we went somewhere, let's say Asia, Australia. I mean, it's literally on the other side of the world. I would love to do that.
Do you have any secret talents?
I don't really know if it's a secret anymore. But I can juggle. Do you think most people know that? No?
No.
I don't know how much time you have. I just happen to have some juggling balls up here.
Would you look at that?
Next question.
Do you have any biggest fears?
Well, yeah. Well, that's that kind of. Well, if you really want to know, biggest fear, and a lot of people's fears have to do with death. I'm afraid of death. But what I'm really afraid of is that when you die, you're still conscious, but you're like trapped in a tiny little box with nothing to do, and you can barely breathe.
That was a horrible fear.
For eternity.
Wow.
With occasionally maybe a little spider crawling through.
Horrible. Do you have any bad habits?
I procrastinate a little bit. Like everybody.
Everyone does. What's your dream car?
Dream car, that's easy. 1960 Impala convertible.
Wow.
Red.
Very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a bucket list?
Absolutely.
What's on top of it?
It's really a lot of traveling again, and the main thing I would love to do is go see the pyramids in Egypt.
Wow.
It's a little dangerous to go there, but maybe that's why I want to go there so badly.
What are you most excited to do this spring?
This spring, I really got to get back and work on the house. I love my house. I love putting flowers out. And the outside's getting a little run down now. I have a little fish pond in the back. I've got to fix that up, see how the goldfish are doing, see if they survive the winter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you can give an LHS student?
I would say the most important thing is to be kind to other people, including yourself. And what I really mean by that is trying your hardest and doing whatever it takes for you to have a successful life. But along the way, despite your struggles, always try to be kind to others.
What is your favorite memory about Lodi High School?
There's been a lot of great memories. One of the things I love the most is yearbook. Right over there on that credenza, there's some pictures. There are some of my editors, and there's also the yearbook staff from my last year with yearbook. I really love that memory. We had such a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know you really love doing yearbook. So, are you tired of all these questions? Oh. Okay. Thank you.